live from the Rose Garden party at 4.
Hey, there she is.
Oh, I missed you so much.
I missed you.
Have you really missed me?
I missed you, too.
You missed me, too. I miss you both even more. Hey, I got something right over there. Guess what it is?
Grandma's bag of treats.
You bet it is. Let's see what's in there. Oh, thank you, Bob.
Well, I did it as much for the boys as I did for you, Lisa.
Oh, Bob, if you hadn't talked to Tom, I never would have been able to see my grandchildren. I bet Kim is not very happy about the idea of your having to keep an eye on me, huh?
You've got to be kidding, Mrs. Cutlars. Monitor the boys' lavatory?
All male faculty members take turns, Dr. Dixon. It's one of your duties. Now, here is your syllabus. And here are the textbooks you'll be using this term.
Mm-hmm.
And here are some forms. I need you to return them to me by the end of the day, along with your lesson plan.
My lesson plan?
On my desk by 5 o'clock.
Mrs. Cutlars, you can take this job and shove it.
We better get out of here before Hal gets back, okay?
Just procedure that a letter from that prison would come to our station. I thought you should have it right away.
Yeah, I just didn't expect that, you know.
Well, how you feeling now?
Oh, I'm fine. Dad always sends me something on my birthday. Do you guys mind if I read it by myself?
Yeah.
Tom, I need to talk to you.
Sure.
Damien's disappeared.
What do you mean disappeared?
I've left messages at his office. I've been by the Fairwinds. I have not talked to him in days.
Has anyone else seen him?
No, not that I know of.
When was the last time you talked to him?
When I served him with divorce papers.
Well, Lily, then it makes sense that he might not want to see you, you know?
He doesn't have to want to see me, Margot. But when he leaves my son with Orlena, I do not want his mother near my son. I want Luke back.
As the world turns. Brought to you today by Sunny Delight, the good stuff kids go for.
Please sit down. This does not sound as if it's a police matter.
Well, I have to know what Damien is up to. For all I know, he could be taking Luke back to Malta.
No, Lily. He's not going to jeopardize his case by defying the court, no.
If you feel that Damien is not complying with his court order, perhaps you should take this up with Judge Franklin.
I've tried. I've done everything I can to prove that I'm a fit mother. I've had neurological tests. Dr. Spiros had a report. Judge Frankel says I have to save everything for the formal hearing.
Well, then there you go. That's what you should do.
But what if Damien has left Luke with his mother?
That's what Lily can't accept.
I know you think Orlena is harmless, but she is not.
Well, there's really nothing we can do. It's in the hands of the court.
I can't leave my son in a house with a crazy woman like that with drugs and guns all...
How do you know that for sure? I thought your birthday wasn't until next month.
Dad's always early.
Sorry if the letter upset you, Danny.
No, guys, I'm not upset. I got a little emotional, you know? No, I love hearing from my dad. It just makes me feel like he's thinking about me, you know?
Good. Well, I gotta get back to the station.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for bringing us
You
back.
bet. Oh, and, Nikki, we'll talk about why you cut class.
It's no big deal.
It is a very big deal to me.
You know, why can't he just cut her some slack?
Oh, Jeremy, he's her dad.
Yeah, he's her dad, but he doesn't give her any air to breathe or any room to breathe.
Yeah, my dad's always on my case, in every letter.
Is this the same dad you don't like to talk about?
Well, you know, his work is really dangerous, so we can't really talk about it much. He's an undercover guy. You know, I used to feel really sorry for myself because my parents were never around, but now I realize how important their work is, and I'm really proud of them.
Them? You mean your mom does undercover work?
Well, no, but her work is just as important.
Well, I'm sorry. I must have gotten this whole thing wrong because I thought you didn't want to go visit your mom in New York this summer when she was there. And I thought that when you came back, that you hadn't had a good time.
Are you kidding me? Where do you get this? I had an awesome time. No, Mom and Dad are the best. I mean, even though we all live in different countries and stuff, we're really close.
Well, good. Good. You're lucky.
Yeah, I am lucky. And you know what else? Every birthday, my dad sends me a little prediction about what's going to happen in the next year. Something fabulous. It's like a little ritual that we have. I'm actually kind of superstitious about it.
Really? Like how?
Well, like, nobody can really be around me when I read the letter, else the prediction won't come true.
I guess that's my hint to get lost, isn't it? Yeah, well, listen, I'm glad you're close to your father. It's good.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, I'm really lucky.
What did you say?
I said you can...
He said that he'd be very happy to go along with all of your rules and regulations. Dr. Dixon understands that it's necessary to monitor the students outside as well as inside the classroom.
I should hope so. Because at Oakdale Latin, we believe in discipline. By 5 o'clock, Dr. Dixon. Not a minute later.
What the hell are you doing here?
Saving your job. You could thank me later.
Who says I want it to be safe so I can fill out a bunch of forms so I can be the graffiti monitor in the men's room? I beg your pardon, in the little boys' room.
Stop belly aching.
I'm a doctor, I'm not a teacher.
Well, at the moment, you're being paid to teach. Unless, of course, you think you're not up to the job.
Damn, Lisa. How can one silly, inconsequential woman make me wreck my whole life?
Nothing. Nothing is wrecked. Now get your act together.
The last thing I need from you is a lecture.
Listen, for months you've been complaining about not having any work. Now you've got a job, and it is an important one. Nothing is more important than teaching.
All right. 'Tis better to build boys than to mend men? Is that what you mean?
And why not? Now stop feeling sorry for yourself and share the expertise you have with these kids.
If this were poison, I could end it all right now.
Good luck, Chuckles.
Can we pipe down now, please, everybody? Could we be quiet, please, and have a seat? That's the name. Dixon John Doctor. I expect you to be on time for this class. I expect for you to pay attention, to sit down, and be quiet. Does anybody have a problem?
Woo! Don't go too far. Ah, Bob, you are one of a kind.
What brought that on?
Well, even though you're angry with me, you still talk to Tom and arrange for me to see my grandchildren.
I'm not angry with you.
Are angry with me, I can tell. I've always been able to see. Here's what you do. You go. You get all stiff and starchy.
All right, all right. Now, just remember our deal.
Yes.
Be on time, and no derogatory...
No derogatory remarks against their mom and dad. I know. I'm going to be very good. But you got leaves from me. Oh, look at these. Aren't these pretty? Ooh. You know what I'm going to do with these? You know? I'm going to take them. I'm going to put them between wax paper. We did this last year, remember? And I'm going to get an iron. I'm going to iron them out, and they'll be so beautiful forever and ever. Will you go find me some more leaves? Go find me a yellow one. See if you can find a yellow one. Oh. They remind me of Tom when he was their age.
Yeah, that's right. He always used to bring us that.
Yeah.
Flowers and stones.
And worms. Yeah. Now Tom won't even speak to me.
So what's on the agenda after the park?
Well, I'm going to get them a little snack, and then we'll make a quick stop at the toy store.
Translation, junk food, and Christmas comes early this year.
Aw.
You're going to spoil them rotten.
Aren't grandparents supposed to do that?
Absolutely. I wish I hadn't heard that.
I do, too.
You know, I really don't want to leave you alone.
It'll be all right. Look, you go ahead, and if I have time, I'm going to take them to a movie. Then I'll bring them back to the police station. We will meet you there. Tom and Margot don't have to know.
I gave Tom my word.
Well, I know, but the hospital wouldn't call you if it weren't important.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right. I'll meet you at the station.
Okay.
So long, boys. I'll see you later.
Okay, boys. Who wants pizza? Okay. We gotta make up for lost time, huh? Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Photosynthesis. How about a definition? Anybody? Let's hear it. Photosynthesis. Come on. It's really not that difficult, you know. This is a biology class. Pathetic. You call yourselves interns.
No, sir. We call ourselves sophomores.
That's right, sophomores. I'm sorry, you're sophomores, that's right. Well, what's your name?
Ralph Winters.
Ralph. Photosynthesis, Ralph. Primary source of energy for almost all organisms on Earth. I say almost all because we seem to have an exception in this classroom here. Why in the class, Ralph?
Because it was a requirement.
True, requirement. All men by nature seek knowledge. I didn't say that. Aristotle said that. I would hope that that would be your reason for being in this class. See, biology is one of the most important sources of knowledge that we have. In labs like this, work was done on the eradication of life-threatening diseases. Diseases that can wipe out an entire population. Smallpox, diphtheria, tuberculosis, you know. Think of what a feeling that must be. To know that your work had contributed to destroying a lethal disease. Identifying diseases, finding cures, saving lives. I can think of no greater thing that one might devote their life to.
Go for it, pal.
How do you know there are guns and drugs in this house?
I was there.
When?
When I went to visit Luke, I went into Orlando's room.
Well, I thought your visits were supervised, so how did you manage that?
Well...
I saw them. I broke into Fergus.
Whoa.
He just did that to help me, and he did.
I really don't know. All right, you
found
said it now, so go ahead. All right.
When everyone was out, I got into the place and checked it out. In Orlando's bedroom, I found vials of powder, and I figured it's what she probably used to drug Lily. So I took some of it to be analyzed.
It turned out to be an herb. And Orlando was really into herbs. She had an herb garden in Malta.
It's probably totally harmless on its own, but if it's combined with other powders, who knows what could happen. And I also saw a gun while I was in there.
If Judge Frankel hears of this little escapade, you may never get custody of your son.
Excuse me, Tom. Orlando is an expert with herbs. She's dangerous. Listen, if you get a search warrant and you go into the Fairwinds, you're going to find some terrible things. I promise you.
Let me tell you what is involved in getting a search warrant. First, there has to be some indication of a crime. So far, this is what you've given me. Damien is missing, but he could very easily just be avoiding you. You found some powder, and it turned out to be harmless.
About the gun.
Well, Lily, that's not necessarily a crime. As a matter of fact, the only illegal act we have heard of is mark breaking and entering.
So you're not going to help us?
Honey, I'm sorry, I can't. that kind of got me thinking. What do you think Damien is up to?
Biology. Oh, my
Biology.
Whoa!
Sorry. Shouldn't you two be in class?
Yeah, biology. Sorry, we lost track of time.
Yeah, sorry, it's my fault. We gotta go, though.
Well, you just both earned 3 demerits.
3 demerits?
Come on,
Well, maybe for me, but not for Danny. She didn't do anything. We got a letter from her father, and the police delivered it, and it was a whole big...
You were in touch with Steve?
Yeah, we really messed up.
Well, this is the second time you've been late, isn't it?
You knew about the first time?
Not much gets by us here at Oakdale Lat. Now, unless you both want 3 more, get your butts in there.
Okay, sorry.
What?
Don't you think you're a little hard on them, Teach?
Well, maybe they'll learn to be on time now. Now, what is this? Do you know, why is Danny getting the mail from the police?
Her father has been in prison for years in Greece.
What?
Frankly, I'm surprised that they were even in touch with each other.
Oh, you never told me her dad was in prison.
Yeah, well, he had this construction company and it went bankrupt. He decided that he couldn't make it legally and was caught smuggling. They threw the book at him.
And her mom, where is she?
Betsy lives in Helsinki. She had a really tough time raising Danny by herself, and this great job opportunity came up in Finland, and
she took it and left Danny with Alan.
No. Betsy wanted Danny to go with her. Danny didn't want to go.
So that's it, huh? Mom goes north, Dad goes south, and goodbye, Danny.
No, Danny is practically an adult. She's in control of her life.
Oh, you really believe that?
Yes, I do believe that. She makes good grades. She's got nice friends. She's smart.
Well, no, I know that. But, I mean, she's got to be suffering. Well, I mean, teenagers need parents. Come on.
Like I said, Jeff, Danny's in control of her life. She's amazingly mature for her age.
Yeah, and it may seem that way on the surface, but inside, like, believe me, I know what kids go through.
Steve made a very big mistake, and he is paying for it. Betsy is a single mother doing the best she can. I don't know why you're making it seem like these two people don't care about their child.
Well, I don't know why people like that even bother to have kids in the first place.
Okay, boys, watch your step. Be careful. Hi, you guys. Oh, do you want to go feed the... Well, certainly go feed the fish. Give them some popcorn.
Looks like you're all having fun.
We've had a wonderful day so far. We went to the park. We went shopping.
Oh, good.
Oh, have a seat, Ken, please.
Thank you. Looks like you hit the toy stores, too.
Yes, well, only 2 presents each. I had to really restrain myself.
Uh-huh.
And you've been shopping, I see.
Oh, looking mostly as just a wedding present.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud. Look at that. You didn't know fish like popcorn.
Well, I don't know if they do. Oh, dear. How's Andy?
Actually, he's fine, I guess. I've hardly seen him. He's been so busy.
John okay?
Matter of fact, I just saw him this morning. It's his first day teaching biology at Oakdale Latin.
Good for John.
Of course, it's not his chosen field, but I really think he's going to make the best of it.
I'm sure. I think that's great. It's really so rewarding to teach young people.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And I know that people's lives will not be at risk, too, so...
You just had to do that, didn't you?
What?
Well, a man has lost everything because of you. Isn't that enough? And you have to get the dig in.
Please, let's don't
Thanks to you, he's been reduced to teaching biology.
Okay, look, this has been a perfect day. I'm not going to let you ruin it. I'm really sorry I asked about John.
Yeah, well, I would think so, since you don't care 2 hoots about him.
Well, it's obvious you care enough for both of us.
Nobody believes me. Tom, Margot, Connor, the judge, John.
I believe you. So does your grandfather.
For all I know, Cal and Emma think I'm crazy, too.
Now, listen to me. You and I both know the truth about Orlena. And the truth always comes out. Eventually.
Man, so you don't understand, Mark. You don't understand the power that they have. Damien and Orlena turned my own mother against me.
For a while, yeah. But now she is on your side.
How am I going to do this? I've got to get my son out of that house. My mother's away. She can't help me. How am I going to do this?
You've got to prove Orlena drugged you. That's the only way.
I've done everything that I can think of to do that.
Think harder, all right? You've got the answer. It's lost in your memory somewhere, but it's there.
You would stop saying that.
Then I wish you wouldn't give up so easy. So how did she do it? Come on.
I told you everything that I remember. I don't know. I told you you. Will you please just stop?
No, not unless you want Orlana to raise Luke. So how did she pull it off? You have to have some idea.
I don't know.
Yes, you do, Lily. You're just not trying hard enough. When you're in Malta, you said that Orlana put mint in everything. The iced tea, the juice,
yes,
everything.
Everybody drank out of the same pitcher. And when I didn't eat or drink anything, it still happened to me, Mark.
Then you're blocking something, all right? Think about when you're in Malta. Think about everything you did from the moment you woke up. What did you do every minute? Don't quit on Luke, Lily. Come on!
Please, it's just too much for me. Stop.
Will Smith's customers be left empty-handed? At 4.
And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
You better? Good. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I got so upset.
It's okay.
Better not drive you away. One of the few friends that I have.
You couldn't drive me away if you tried, Lily.
Thanks for what you just did.
Forget it.
No, I mean, you saw that I was just about to fall apart, so you brought me here so nobody could see me.
Hey, we all need to blow a little steam off once in a while.
You better believe it. So you brought me here, and I could blow off steam, and I don't feel stupid.
Isn't that what friends are for?
Yeah. No, thanks. Friend.
So, what are we gonna do now?
Well, you're right. I have to find out how Orlana drugged me, and my son needs me right now, Mark, and I'm the only one that can get him away from that witch. I promise you, I'm gonna be doing everything I can to find out how she did it.
That's what I like to hear.
Okay, so now I'm gonna find out, I promise you. I'm gonna do everything I can to remember, I promise.
And you know, I'll be here to help you if I can.
You have been already. What you did, I mean, you got me, stopped me from doing something stupid like running off to the Fairwinds and getting my son. You got me to calm down.
You did that. By thinking of Luke, right?
You know me pretty well.
I'm beginning to.
I think I know you pretty well, too. Yeah. Even though I've been wrapped up in my own problems, I think I have a few things figured out about you, too.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Okay, Nikki. Spill, what's the deal? Why'd you cut school?
Oh, like you never cut school.
Huh, nice try, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. Why did you cut school? Huh? Look, I know that we are kind of new to this whole thing, but I am your father, and according to the book, I think you're supposed to show your father some respect.
Respect. Isn't that something you have to earn?
Let's not get off the subject, okay? Why'd you cut school?
I don't do school.
Oh, you don't do school. Maybe when you were living with your mother, you didn't do school, but you are bunking with me now, and as long as you bunk with me, you do school every day.
You can't make me go.
Nikki. Honey, you're missing the point. It's not about making you go. It's about you wanting to go. I can't believe I'm going to say this. There is nothing more important in the world than a good education.
Yeah, I know the drill.
You know, when I first met you, you talked a lot to me about being independent. Well, just how independent do you think you're going to be without a high school diploma? Not very independent, Nikki. And a high school diploma isn't enough. There are a lot of kids out there who are just dying to go to college because they want to make something of themselves, because they know how important it is, because they want real independence. Nikki, are you really going to throw all that away?
I'm not smart like other kids.
Oh, bull, you're very smart. You just don't think it's cool.
Oh, now you're
Show
a
it.
shrink?
Look, I'm not going to argue with you on this thing. You're going to school,
No, you want to
period.
bet?
Yeah, I want to bet, and as long as you live under my roof, you live by my rules,
I'm out of
too.
here.
I can't believe I said that either.
Whoa,
Nikki,
whoa,
listen.
whoa. Just a second. Nobody's going anywhere.
Dr. Dixon is a great guy. He'll cut us some slack,
Yeah, I
okay?
hope you're right.
Let's go.
So, when you're dissecting something, you're kind of checking out the digestive system,
And?
the circulatory system?
Very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Does anybody have anything to add to that at all? Are you in this class?
Yes, sir.
You're late.
I know. It's just that something came up and we lost track of time.
Wait. Do you want to be in this class?
Yes.
Gee. Well, your excuses sound kind of lame to me. They're an insult to me. They're an insult to these young people here who, out of their thirst for knowledge and a desire to fulfill a requirement, made it here on time. I suggest you go down to the headmaster's office and give him your tales of woe.
Well, Mr. Hamlin already gave us 3 demerits, so we're going to do whatever we can to make up this class.
Yeah, but we really want to be in your class, Dr. Dixon.
Yeah, please, come on. Just give us another chance.
All right, I want to see you in here after your last class this afternoon, and be prepared to stay late.
All right. Thanks.
You're excused. So I can devote my attention to those students who made it here on time.
That's your idea of cutting us some slack?
Well, hold on. First of all, it's our fault. We were the ones who were late, so listen, I got to go tell the coach I'm not going to make the practice. Read your dad's letter.
Sorry, I guess I shouldn't even open my mouth. Listen, I've got to get back to work, and you shouldn't even be here.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't.
What?
You're not going to attack my family and then just walk away from me, Jeff.
I wasn't attacking your family. I've just had it with irresponsible parents.
Right, especially if those irresponsible parents are related to me. Why don't you just admit it, Jeff? You think my entire family is screwed up.
Wait, where is this coming from?
You just got done accusing my niece of being a juvenile delinquent a minute ago.
Danny? No. I think Danny's terrific. In fact, if anything, she's overcompensating for the lack of parental guidance she's had.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You think that she was cruelly abandoned by her heartless parents, Betsy and Steve. Come on. Come on, Jeff. Take another shot at my family. How about my mother?
What?
How about my grandmother?
Oh, come on. Now you're being ridiculous.
Don't you think I know what this is all about?
No. Because I sure don't. Tell me. Go ahead.
You're looking for an excuse. You're looking for an excuse not to marry me.
This has nothing to do with you and me. How did we get into the conversation?
This has everything to do with you and me and your inability to make a commitment to me.
All right, you stop it, all right? Reverse right now, because I was mad. I was angry because I didn't understand why parents like Danny's bother to have kids.
Betsy
How does that have to do with you and me?
And Steve were very much in love. That's why they got married in the first place. That's why they bothered having Danny. Now, I know this is very hard for you to understand, but most people don't sit down with a pen and paper and write down the pros and cons before they get married.
Well, maybe parents like that should, because Danny's the one who's paying the price.
I knew you would do this to me. I knew you would find some way to turn on me.
No, for the last time, this has nothing to do with you and me.
This has everything to do with you and me. You've lost faith in me. You've lost faith in our love.
Fine, maybe I have. Maybe sometimes love isn't enough.
Isn't that just like you to trivialize such a tragic situation? This is a man who's devoted his life to healing people and to saving lives.
Well, Kim, I thought I was supposed to be your friend. I am certainly as important as John Dixon.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, what are you talking about?
I am talking about a life work. For crying out loud, if you closed the Mona Lisa, would we all suffer? Would we all starve to death because we didn't have the Nouvelle Cuisine cure?
Oh, that's so amusing. Now, look, I know how important a good doctor is, but the operative word there happens to be good.
I don't believe you. You just sit here and try to justify your actions. What you did to John was the act of a selfish, vindictive woman, and everybody knows that except you.
I see. Well, it must be a lot of fun just sitting there and being so sure of yourself and having all the right answers.
You know, for just a moment, I thought maybe it was going to be possible for us to be friends again. Fat chance.
Okay, boys. Come on, fellas.
Are we still going to the movies?
To the movies? Yes, I think we'll go to the movies. We're going to be a little late, thanks to your Granny Kim.
Well, if I didn't know you were father and daughter before, I know it now. You even argue alike.
Oh, give me a break.
If you two would stop and listen to each other instead of jumping down each other's throats.
I listen to her. It's her that doesn't listen to me.
Stop. You're so much alike. It's scary. You're both stubborn as mules, unwilling to compromise. That's not true.
That's not true.
I rest my case. You even whine alike. Hal, have you considered what a good detective Nikki is?
What?
She managed to track you down, didn't she?
I think that's pushing it.
Shall I point out the other similarities?
No.
Aha! Common ground. Now, Hal, why don't you try to tell Nikki why you feel the way you do about school?
What? Well, I told her already. I told her there's nothing more important in the world than a
Personalize
good
it a
education.
bit.
What? Personalize.
Tell her about your school experiences.
All right. You want to know why I can't stand kids skipping school, Nikki? Because I actually wanted to go to school, and my father wouldn't let me.
What?
That's right. My father wanted me to work in the coal mines with him and my brother.
Dad was a coal miner? It's kind of cool, I guess.
No. Not cool at all, Nikki. It's dangerous, back-breaking work. And if it wasn't for my mother and my older sister pushing him to let me get an education, I probably would have wound up in the coal mines just like my brother.
Hal's brother died in a cave-in, Nikki.
Sorry.
So am I. I'm not telling you this to make you feel guilty, Nikki. But I wanted to go to school. And I applied myself, and I worked my tail off because I knew how important it was. And I'm not any smarter than you, Nikki. In fact, you probably got a better head on your shoulders, not to mention a prettier one, but you are never going to get a good shot at life unless you start showing up and applying yourself.
No, you don't. I hate school.
You hate school. You hate school. How can you hate school, Nikki? You haven't even given it a shot. Look, if you have a problem with one subject, you move on to another subject. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to chew you out if you flunk on one subject, Nikki, but I will chew you out if you don't even try.
So what do you think, Nikki? Maybe skipping school wasn't such a good idea?
No. But I'm sorry I made you freak out. Especially after you bought me all this stuff.
Well, that's something. It feels good when somebody's concerned about you, don't you think?
Yeah, if somebody doesn't try to rule your life.
I'm not
That's
trying
what
to
you're
rule-
trying to
No,
do.
I'm
Yes,
not
it is. You know that.
No, please.
Can I go now?
Yes, you can go. Be home in time for supper.
Fine.
And if you're going to be late, I want a phone call. Now, I thought this was going to be hard.
Actually, I think you should savor the moment. I think you won more than you lost.
Hey, shouldn't Dad and Mom be back with the kids?
Oh, you know what? Lisa probably is out there renting a U-Haul or semi-tractor trailer to bring all the toys home she bought.
So they'll come back hyper?
working would be unbearable. They're gonna want things.
Oh, like regular kids, huh?
Well, thanks for helping me keep it together with Nicky.
My pleasure.
You know, maybe I shouldn't have let my guard down with Jeremy. If Nicky cut school to be with him, then he's not a good influence on him.
Harold, all kids cut school. It's called rebellion.
Oh, rebellion. Linda said she was falling behind in school. I get the feeling Linda really let her run wild.
Can you imagine what that must have been like? Raising her alone?
And now it's my turn.
Well, once you gain her trust, I think things will fall into place.
Oh, you promise?
Yeah.
And what, pray tell, do I do in the meantime?
I would suggest not pressuring her. It's just gonna make things worse.
Yeah, but if I don't crack the whip about her going to school, she's gonna fall even further behind. Then she falls further behind, she feels worse about herself. I gotta find some way to get through to her.
You know, I just had an idea. Danny's a good kid. A smart student. Maybe she'd be willing to tutor. What do you think?
Excuse me, Dr. Dixon? I just want to say I'm sorry for missing your lab before.
Well, I suppose 3 demerits would make anybody sorry.
No. It's not that. It's not the demerits, and it's not the fact that I'm missing cross-country practice. It's just that I know I can learn a lot from you. And I know this was your first day, and I should have been here for you.
Well, all things considered, it went pretty well anyway.
You did?
Yeah.
Good. Hey.
All right, I want the 2 of you to go over there and set things up. We're going to do an experiment, okay?
All right. Great. Hey, you ready to cut up some frogs or what?
Gross.
Did you read the letter?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, so what's the year's predictions?
Well, let's see. I know you don't drink or smoke. You are very impulsive.
Not really.
Yes. Think about how you rescued me from Malta. Rescued me from that slimy sailor on the docks. Remember that? How you helped me get Luke. Remember that?
That was impulsive.
But you can also be very careful. I mean, just think how smoothly our escape went.
Well, I don't know about that. We had a couple of pretty close calls with the police, with Damien.
That's right. That's right. But he did manage to get us out of every single jam.
We got us out of every jam. Anything else?
Let's see. Well, you sleep on your side. And you always wake up in a very good mood. That's a plus.
I think some of my shipmates might disagree with you on that one.
I don't want... and you love country music. Patsy Cline?
I'm impressed.
I saw the cassette.
And, well, Patsy's been good company while I've been working on my house.
It's the first time you said that.
What, that Patsy's good company?
That this is your house.
Got to stop taking everything I say the wrong way. I did not mean...
No, you meant it. You meant it. I just know you did. You've fallen out of love with me, Jeff.
That is not true.
You don't want to marry me.
Damn it, Emily, you've got to stop putting words in my mouth. This whole thing was about Danny. I don't know how we got so sidetracked, but I cannot have this conversation right now. I've got to get back to work. We can talk about this later.
Why? Huh? Why bother? As far as I'm concerned, we never have to talk about this again, Jeff.
Please, stop pacing. You're getting me worried, honey. Who do you suppose is holding him up?
Well, you got me.
What do you
think if they're going to be this late, they would call.
Hi.
Right? Hey, where have you been? You got a couple of things that belong to us?
Yeah, where are the little people?
You mean the kids aren't here?
That's not funny, Dad. Where are they? They're supposed to be with you.
No matter who this place belongs to, it's still a dump.
Don't say that. I like what you're doing with the place. How about giving me a guided tour?
Sure. You got, though, say 2 minutes?
I like what you've done with the place so far. Does need a few other things, though. Maybe a throw rug, a little glass cleaner, maybe. Paint over that. A little color. Flowers, fresh flowers. It just needs a female touch. That's all.
Yeah, well, you can see the place still needs a lot of work. I'm not even sure it's worth the trouble. But I did grow up here, and it'd be a shame to let it rot.
Mark, does that mean you're staying?
Tonight, his deputy is shot. Now Tom Skerritt faces the showdown of his career. An all-new Picket Fences tonight on CBS.
Jewelry by Monet. This is Dan Regent, inviting you to join us again Monday for As the World Turns.
This is CBS.